Hi everyone, I'm Rita Peterson with Everything Homemade, and today we're going to make homemade baby wipes. This is Meadow. She is 3.5 weeks old, and I discovered that she has a really sensitive skin, and normal baby wipes don't work, so Huggies doesn't work, Pampers don't work, even though they say they're ultra sensitive. She still reacts to the chemicals in them. So I've watched actually several other YouTube videos, and just to get an idea of what other people have successfully used, and then I switched it a little bit because I didn't like some of the proportions that they put in, and that's just personal preference. So I'm going to show you what I've been using for her that costs pennies instead of a lot of money with them, and she poos like crazy, and so I am changing at least 10 diapers a day. I used to, on the other 5, I actually just used cloth and made it damp with water with a drop of tea tree in the water to clean up after them. But with her, every diaper is a poo diaper, and the constant wiping is just too abrasive. So I don't want to hurt her skin, and so I've obviously had to look for a different solution. So these baby wipes are really gentle. They use simple ingredients. Most people will have them. If you don't have them, as I go through, I will tell you what you can replace with, or you can just omit it. Anyway, let's start making some baby wipes. Okay, so we are in the kitchen right now, and I pulled everything we need to make some baby wipes. It's actually really incredibly simple, and like I said in the introduction, some ingredients that I'm using, you can do a substitution or just omit, and I will tell you which ones you really need and which ones I just prefer to add in. So let's go through the ingredients first. We have paper towel here. Definitely need a high quality paper towel. Don't go cheap, because otherwise when you dump all the ingredients over, it's just going to kind of fall apart, and you don't want it to fall apart. You need some kind of container. So when you cut this in half, you need it to fit in. This is a little bit bigger in the circumference, but this is what I have, is a measuring cup. And I have a couple of these, so I just used what I had in the house. I prefer glass, especially when I'm working with essential oils, and I'll explain that a little bit. You can use plastic if you want, especially traveling. Just find a container with a really good sealed lid. The other thing is, I have some essential oils here, and I will go through that in depth in a moment. I have some silver liquid, I have some dish soap, and I have some coconut oil. And the last ingredient here, let's go to my stove, is I have some hot water. Now I'm going to turn that off. As you can see, I had it on high, and I'm actually just going to take this off. So what I have here is 2 cups of hot water, and that's really important. 1, to heat it up to sterilize it. 2, I need it hot to melt the coconut oil. Okay, what do we do first? I'm going to let that water cool down just a little bit. We're going to open up a brand new roll of paper towel here. Set that aside. Now, you want to cut this. So, if you're in the kitchen like I am, a bread knife is your best friend right now. If you are a guy and you want to make baby wipes, you might want to get something like my husband and saw it. That would be what my husband would do. He would take this to the shop and saw it. And right now my son is smirking because he knows that's what Daddy would do. But, okay, I'm going to use a bread knife. So I'm going to find the center, and you got to hold on to it fairly tight and use quite a bit of force here. Okay, start cutting. Okay, wow, that's a workout. Okay, set that aside. And now what you want to do is just kind of take the loose paper towel here off, clean it up, a little bit. Okay, so this half I'm just going to put off to the side. And this one, because I'll use that again, these, I have a 3-week-old and I go through about one of these in about 2 weeks, or just under 2 weeks. So there you go, clean that up. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to set this aside. Okay? Perfect. So, clean my spot up a little bit here. Okay, so I'm grabbing my measuring cup. In this case, I just have an 8-cup measuring cup. Again, find whatever container, okay, that works. What you want to do is put it down, okay? So what's going to happen is it is going to actually go down a little bit better and snug. This isn't a perfect fit, but like I said, it does close, and it's what I got. Okay, so that's what you want to do here. And so that's exactly what we're going to do. So the other thing is, this part here, you want to take out. Okay, so you kind of just go around it, find where it's getting held up. Some people take this out while it's wet. It really doesn't matter when, it's just a matter of finding and loosening it in the middle there and taking it out. That one didn't come out near as nice as some of them. So let's just problem solve this for a second and pop it out. So you just use your nail, go on the other side here. Not everything goes as smoothly as you plan. There you go. Okay, and you can see that taking the roll out in the center actually starts where you would start pulling your baby wipes. Okay, so since I got that part started, I'm going to just work with that at the moment. So, like I said, once it gets wet, you can actually press it down and it actually makes a nice fit here. So, let's set that aside. So that's done. Okay, got a little piece of paper towel in that one. I'm going to take a mixing bowl. Now, because you're using hot water, be careful where you're putting the hot water and where you're mixing it. Use a measuring cup. Use a pot that can handle the heat. If you're going to use a fragile mixing bowl, the instant hot water in it could crack. Just a word of caution there. So I'm actually just going to use a simple pot. I'm going to go and get my whisk because I totally forgot to get a whisk. And I'm going to get my 2 cups of hot water. Now, as I was watching the other people's YouTube videos, some people use 1 cup of water, some people use 2 cups, some people even use 3 cups. I like the 2 cup. I like the middle range. 1 cup is not moist enough. 3 cups is a little on the overkill, it's a little too moist, so I'm doing 2 cups of hot water here. So, like I said, hot water, I put 2 tablespoons of coconut oil in, and I am not perfectly measuring here, so there's 1, and if it's a little bit more or a little less, that's okay. This is very forgiving, and if you got coconut oil on you, it makes awesome hand cream. So you start mixing this up, it's going to start to melt, and I'm just going to leave it there for a moment, let it just warm up and start melting. The other thing that I want to talk about is essential oils. Now, you want to be careful with essential oils. 1, you don't want too much. 2, depends on if you want a fragrance. Lots of people love using lavender. Lavender is great if it's a high quality lavender. If it is just a cheap essential oil, it is more times than none mixed with broken with a chemical, and the scent can actually aggravate your baby's bum. So I would caution about your essential oils. I'm using doTERRA essential oils not because they're the best or anything. It's because of access where I am. I love ordering from them, and I find that they are very high quality compared to others. So that's what I'm using. use what you've got. Just caution on if it is just like something you bought from, let's say, a Walmart, something like that, where it may not be as high quality as you want. So I am actually gonna scent this with wild orange. I love the fresh scent of wild orange, and you don't need much. The other thing I'm gonna do is add in tea tree. Tea tree itself is a disinfectant. It also kills bacteria, so I don't need as much soap. The other thing is I have some Ivory dish soap. Now this is sulfate free, it's free of scent, it's what I use in my dishes. I only need 1 drop, and it's just enough basically to break the oil. As we know, oil does not mix with water very well, and 1 drop just breaks it up enough so when I pour it over, I get even distribution of the oil so my baby wipes are nice and soft. So that is there. The other thing is that I'm going to add some silver. I'm going to add a tablespoon of silver. Silver is also a natural disinfectant. It kills germs, so I don't have to rely on so much soap. Lots of other baby wipes are putting in 1 or 2 tablespoons of soap. I think that's a little bit too much. I'd rather more concentrate on adding some essential oils, adding something more gentle, and coconut oil in itself also kills germs. So there's a lot of germ fighting ingredients already. And that's what I want, something really gentle, something that's going to soothe the baby's bum, something that's gentle if I want to, let's say, use a baby wipe to clean around their neck area, something that is so gentle, okay? So as you can see here, even just that talking, my coconut oil has melted. Now I am eyeballing all my ingredients. You can definitely take a proper tablespoon, but I don't measure too much. I just eyeball things. So I'm adding 1 drop of soap. I'm going to mix that in. I'm adding 5 drops of tea tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to add 2 drops of orange. You don't need much for the scent. Just a little bit goes a long way. Well, I got 3. Okay, mix that up. And the last thing I want to do is add 1 tablespoon of silver. And like that. Okay? And so this here, actually, the baby wipes turn out so nice and moist. So every time you wipe your baby's bottom, it's just like adding a little bit of coconut oil. You can see it's the soap just breaks it up just enough. Okay, so let's do some pouring. Ooh, nice orange. Wish you guys could smell that. So basically, have it in the middle, and you just start pouring. Of course, this pot doesn't pour the nicest, but you just kind of pour it over, just like so. Get around the edges, in the middle here. I'm going to go around the edges here. Wonderful. So give that about 5-10 minutes, and what's going to happen, it's going to fully absorb, okay? I'm going to put the lid on, and it's going to squish down. I'm just going to press it down with the lid, and you can see the difference here already. Now it's pressed down. Okay, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this sit for about 10 minutes, and it'll just give that enough time to absorb all the liquid, and that is it. And I have this right beside where my changing table is. We'll go up there, I'll show you, we'll pull some out, and we'll put it on, I'll put it on my hand, and you can see hopefully you can see how much moisture it is and how wonderful and easy it is to take your baby wipes out. And this is so much cheaper than going to the store to buy baby wipes, and you know exactly what went into it. So I'll see you back in 10 minutes. So we are upstairs where I changed Meadow, and I'm going to open up my old baby wipes, and you can see how it looks. Look at that. So that's what's left. I used the whole entire center, and I just keep on unraveling it, okay? And right now it's at the very, very end. So this is why I made new ones. So I'm going to put this aside here. I'm going to grab my new ones and I'm going to show you how they look 10 minutes after. So this is the center, and it just nicely pulls up, and it's very easy to break. It's perfectly moist. You can see the moisture on my hands, okay? And it's really, really nice, cleans up. I mean, you guys, if you want to use this on your face, let's say to clean up, if you wear makeup or anything, I can feel the coconut oil. And right now, while this is still hot, the coconut oil, you can really see it on my hands, which is nice, and it'll cool down. So this is really, it moisturizes their bum. It doesn't cause a rash. It's not too moist where I'm wringing it out. It's just perfect. And you just keep on pulling. So I grab another one and pull, and you can see that the steam's still on here. That easy, okay? And you get a perfect piece every time. I like to sometimes just fold it up, and I just wipe them down, and that is it. So I'm going to leave these here because I don't want to waste these two pieces. I'm just going to put them right there for the next time she needs to change. I'm going to put the lid on. I'm just going to set this one a little bit aside after because I'm going to finish off the other one here. And then I have perfect baby wipes every single time.